What's up, everybody? Welcome to Faith Talks. We
Listen
are
in.
here.
Listen. What an evening we have had. Dude, we want to apologize, number one, for starting late. We had some serious mic difficulties that we typically do not have. The StreamYard is what we use, and they are not supporting external mics or something right now at this time. We didn't know that, but here we are, so we apologize in advance for the sound. If you hear background, it's not because of us, it's just what it is, and so we're going to push through it. But we thank you for tuning in, whether it's now or later. We appreciate it, but yeah. So
Happy New Year's, first of all, everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Happy New Year's, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. I hope everybody is starting their New Year's right.
I pray so.
This year is going to be good, y'all. We are here with Desmond, Trey, myself, and Minister Walt. Man, we're just super excited to be here. Like Walt said, we were having some technical difficulties, but it's not going to stop us. We're still going to push through. I know the enemy is trying to, make everybody upset, but you know what? Like I said, we're just going to push through, and we're going to get it started. Y'all ready?
For sure.
All right. So the theme of this podcast is going to be goals, right? I know that every year we always have goals. We always got something that we want to pursue. So, and then most of us, we have that goal in mind, but then we fall off mid-year or in the beginning of the year or even like right before the year ends. But, I want to start off by opening up the floor, And my first question to everybody is going to be, how do you define a successful goal?
Successful goal.
Yes, sir. How do you define a successful goal?
So I think a goal is successful, number one, if it's achievable. Like you can't set a goal that's not achievable. So it has to be achievable, something that you can obtain, right? And then even before that, is it a God-oriented goal? So if he doesn't give it to you, then it's not a goal. Then that's something that you want to do out of your own ambition, but it's not something that's connected to your purpose, because that's what he's going to give you. So number one, did God give you the goal? And then the second thing, is it accomplishable? Like, is it a goal that you can actually obtain? And so that's what I would say is a successful goal.
Nice. What you think, Desmond?
I would say successful goal is something that you believe that you can achieve. Goals can be anything. I think we all achieve goals every year, but I think something that it's something that pushes you, that step out the box, and you achieve that goal. Successful goal.
I agree. Well, when it comes to successful goals, I mean, obviously, I feel like that's when you reach the end of the goal, obviously, but like I feel like the stepping stones to get to that goal. Like we can have a bigger goal in hand, but you gotta have like daily wins, small steps to the goal, and and you gotta just like map it out, go through the stairs or whatnot, and reach that goal. So obviously, the finish line is a successful goal, but I don't have to.
Nice. And so would you say, Walt, does that correlate with either having it a long-term goal or a short-term goal?
Yeah.
What do you think?
You should have a short-term and a long-term. Because if you don't have short-term goals, you'll never get to the long-term goals. And just like what Trey said, you know what I'm saying? You have your baby steps before you make your giant steps. Right?
Yeah.
So just a baby crawls. Actually, a baby rolls before they crawl. Then they crawl before they walk. Then they walk before they run.
Yeah.
And so those short-term goals help you to master whatever you need to master to get to the long-term goals.
Yeah, I want to open up. I want to be a little bit transparent here about myself. I know in the past I've had this issue where I would set up a goal, right? And then I want to start at the goal before even starting at the goal. It's like I have everything in my mind where I want to be, but I just don't want to start at ground zero. I just want to be right there because I feel like I can be there, So I feel like what you guys are saying really relates, because it's like, like you have to start with a goal in mind. Like, how are you going to reach that goal? So my next question for everybody is like, what strategies do you use to stay motivated and focused to your goals?
That's really good. That's really good.
Sir,
because it's
Elvis is back, baby.
Oh yeah, we're back. We all are back, man. We all are back. But like I was saying, you know, like there are just strategies that I never had to get to that goal.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a question that will really help me out, and I hope it helps everybody out to be able to hear all of us, you know, what strategies, or even so, what tools do we use to get those goals? You know, some people use apps.
Yeah.
Some people use, you know, a trainer, or some people, you know, just by themselves are able to do it. But I want to hear you guys. What strategies or tools do you use to achieve those goals?
All right, I can start it off. I think, like, first of all, the practical one could be write it down, obviously. Even taking a step forward, like a vision board, having pictures that align with the goals and stuff like that. Having an accountability partner, someone that's really going to just hold you to what your word is. You know that you don't want to let that person down. You don't want to let yourself down first and foremost, but like having someone else that's holding you accountable could be the extra push. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I would say surround yourself around people that are better than you at the goal that you're trying to achieve. For myself, I love surrounding myself around people that's better than me. I just do. So let's say creating a business. I have a business now. I used to follow people on TikTok, any social media site. I would follow somebody that was doing custom rugs. At the time, I didn't know nothing about custom rugs. It was COVID. So out of my pocket, I brought the machine and got really good off of just watching people. And that's how I like really focus on my life. So if somebody is better than me, I want to get better than them. So I watch them all the time, and then eventually I achieve my goal. You know what I'm saying? But it's not easy. It also comes with the mindset. I have the type of mindset. Anybody can have it. Believe you can do anything. Be a master of many, and then you should be able to achieve any goal you really want to. Just believe in it. For
I like that. Well, what are you thinking?
So me, I'm gonna go a different route. My first thing is pray about what the goal is. I'm gonna always start off with God every single time. What goal does He have for me? Because sometimes you can want goals, but it ain't for you, and then you end up chasing this thing that you want when it's not designed for you. And so that would be my first thing, is to pray about, okay, God, what is it that you want me to do this year? Or what is it that you want me to do within the next 6 months, or whatever the case may be? Then after that, serve in the area that you want to grow in. That was my biggest accomplishment. I have served numerous amount of pastors. I have served a numerous amount of people that are in higher levels that I want to go. So whether when I was in public relations or working against general managers or whatever the case may be, I served in those positions because I know that's where God has taken me. And so oftentimes we don't want to serve and not get paid. We want to put ourselves in positions where we're getting paid, because this is how I can learn it, but you really learn your best when there's no paycheck attached to it. So whatever your goal is, serve in that area where you want to be. An example is you want to serve someone who's in the seat that you want.
Absolutely.
And so if you want to become a CEO, you need to serve a CEO. And then that's how you learn, and you travel with them and you see the things. And so that's how I say serve in the area where you want to grow. And then in your serving, the accountability will happen, right? And then you'll be surrounded by people that are in that area where you want to grow, because accountability is another big thing for me. And also having a mentor. I believe in a mentor. I preached Sunday, and I mentioned my mentor. I cannot function in the way that's best for me without having a mentor, because my mentor's going to tell me what I don't want to hear. So if you create goals and you're the only one that you're talking to about your goals, you're not going to really be pushed. You know what I'm saying? And so that will be the tools and the tactics that I would use. And I wouldn't necessarily compare myself, because oftentimes when you compare yourself, you get caught in trying to be somebody when God could be trying to call you to be better than that.
Wow.
So in comparing yourself, you really cut off God. You know what I'm saying? Because I created you for whatever I created you for. So what are you comparing with them for? You can learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, yeah, these are some good resources. But let God be the one to guide you, and then He'll surround you with the right people that serve in that place.
To add on what you said, I think another negative thing with comparison is, like, you might think like your road to that goal supposed to be matching the person you're comparing to. when God got a whole different plan for you. Like you said, He
Yeah.
might want you to be better. So you might gotta go through some more hardship. You might gotta go through some more tougher lessons. So
yeah, because everybody's journey is different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All
so-
kings
so-
are real different.
Yeah, and that's one of my issues about influencers. Is this is what I did, and you could do this, and then you'll be here. I might not have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you might have had support, financial support. If I'm starting from scratch, what you did ain't gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? But I can still use your wisdom and your experiences, but don't say that this is the cookie cutter way to go. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you look at the Bible, everybody trusted God,
Right.
but they all had their own journeys.
Their own journeys.
Nobody's is the same. So
Right.
kudos to you. That was
I
like
agree.
spot on, bro.
Yeah, I agree. In the mentorship, it's something that I used to struggle with also in the past. Like, I would try to listen as much as I could, but deep down inside, they would say, Elvis, but you struggle with this. Elvis, but this is happening. Elvis, but in the future, this is what was going to happen. So a lot of the times, I found myself, being like, man, I don't even want to hear this no more.
Yeah.
But what you guys are saying is so true. Find somebody that can hold you accountable. I know it's going to hurt. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but you know what? You are going to make it through if you only stay on point. If you only stay focused, if you only, like we say, you lock in, you'll be able to achieve it. So my next question for everybody would be this. How do you handle setbacks, right? How do you handle setbacks or obstacles when working towards a goal?
I hate them. So yeah, we could
I
talk
hate
about
them
it.
too.
Nah, I like them. Y'all bugging. I love setbacks. I
Love
love
setbacks.
setbacks because it shows you so much.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I think a lot of people now hate tough times.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of us are not getting to what we want to get to. I felt a lot, and I love it because it's got me to the place I can be now. Like now, looking back 5-10 years ago, I'm a totally different person. And if I didn't fail, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and it'll also build character too.
Yeah.
I think
For sure.
people don't like hard work anymore because hard work hurts.
Yeah.
But if you just sit in that for a little bit, you'll learn how to climb out.
Yeah.
You'll learn how to
And I guess I would ask the perspective
Mhm.
of who caused the setback.
Mm.
So is it a setback because I didn't do the work?
Right.
Or is it a setback because God, in His infinite ways, is allowing me to set back?
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So just like the Egyptians, we were just talking about this.
You were.
The Egyptians, Moses, God took them the long way.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take them the short way because He wanted to show them that you have to trust me.
Mm.
So it wasn't them that caused the setback. That was His design. And so that's why I said I hate a setback, because I know I put in the work. I know I've done X, Y, and Z. Just like tonight
Yeah.
with the mic situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You came over Wednesday, we went over everything was good, sound is good,
Yeah.
like everything is great. And then this happened and it set us back in time.
Mhm.
So then that's when I get frustrated, because it's like I did what I was supposed to do. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
prayed, like we did all this other stuff. So why is this happening? But then it comes into a point where, and Trey said it earlier, I didn't want to hear it. But he
Yeah.
said it earlier, God obviously knows what He's doing.
Right.
So
Right.
just like,
Right.
I ordered pizza tonight.
I was gonna go there. But go ahead.
Yeah, I ordered pizza tonight an hour in advance, like at 6:00. And I called them and they said, all right, first they told me, hold on, let me write down your order. They put the order in, whatever case, it'll be ready in 40 minutes. I don't know why it takes 40 minutes to make a pizza, but okay. And so I'm on the phone with Elvis, and then Trey calls me. So Trey calls me, I said, Elvis, hold on, let me da. Answer Trey. Trey says, Walt, where you at? I said, I'm on my way to Harris Teeter. He at Harris Teeter.
already.
Like he already right there. And so God already had provision, even though it was a setback. So I think what we have to understand is that if God allows a setback, He has the provision.
Yeah, and you gotta stay positive. I mean, like I understand.
It's hard.
I understand the frustration, and it's like I was telling Walt. Like I took it to a biblical perspective. Walt was being Moses in that moment. Like God had given Walt a mission. He was there to go get pizza.
Yeah.
But God had sent Aaron to Harris Teeter already, because God knew, okay, my son is about to get frustrated. I know his limits, and this is where I see God.
Yeah.
God knows your limits. God knows
Yeah.
how much you can handle.
Yes, sir.
So he's sending somebody to you
Yeah.
to know that, hey, to show you I'm here for you,
Yeah.
but to show you that I'm here for you, I'm gonna send Aaron.
Yeah.
And that was Trey.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe Trey, because I feel this
so
in my
many
spirit.
ways.
I feel this in my spirit for Trey. I feel like God is about to use you vocally, sir.
Yeah.
I feel like God is about
Truly.
to take you
Yes,
on
sir.
this journey
Yeah.
to be loud. In the
Yes.
sense of like I can see you on platforms
Yes.
sharing the gospel.
Yeah.
You know, sharing what God has done in your life,
Yeah.
in your marriage, in your relationship with Him. And I feel like there's gonna be youth. There's more youth coming to Christ because of you. Because I know that sometimes we may have this vision of, oh, you know, I'm gonna do this because of myself. And this is why I say this, because there are moments where if you're on stage for too long and you forget the vision,
Yeah, man.
you forget to be humble.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe, because of the character that all of us carry, because of how much we submit to the word and how our relationship are with God, I feel like God is about to take us on this journey to more platforms, to just not talk about ourselves, but to talk from experience, to be able to reach those that need Christ. Because that's the ultimate mission, is to reach souls for Christ. And that's why we do this Faith Talk, because we're real. This is our raw version. You know, like I get it, I understand. You don't want to hear about God. You don't want to hear how to get to God. But this is life.
This is
Like
life.
something that Walt told me in the car, he was like, oh, that it's a lifestyle, because I was worshiping. That's literally how I live my life. I'm in my job. I'm already thinking about worship.
Yeah.
I'm literally laying down in my bed. I'm thinking about songs for God.
Yeah.
That's just a lifestyle that I live. So again, I just, Trey, I feel this in my heart. God is getting ready to use you, not to just be an Aaron for Walt, to be an Aaron for many people.
Yeah.
So I just want to share that with you.
And let me tell you how I know you on point. We went to Deep Creek this weekend. He celebrated his girlfriend's 26th birthday. I almost want to say 27th, but her 26th birthday. And we went snow tubing. So we're waiting in line to go up. They have like this electrical sidewalk. I don't know what you want to call it, just like an airport, whatever. Yeah. And his girl's sister, she doesn't know me, and so Trey like, a pastor. So I don't really try to throw that out there, because I want people to treat me just be their normal selves. But when they put pastor to it, whatever. So Trey said that, and then she was like, really? And Trey was like, yeah. And then she asked the name of the church, whatever, because we went into all that. And then Trey said, well, I'm about to be traveling with him. And he said it, and I was sitting there like this, because I already felt that thing, right? And then he was like, yeah. She was like, so what, you gonna be like the assistant pastor or something? And Trey just kind of looked. He didn't say nothing, but it's already in his spirit.
Right. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel it
Well,
happening, man. It's confirmation, because something interesting about the story of Moses and Aaron is that Aaron was always around Moses. And check this out. Moses went up to the mountain to receive instructions from the Lord.
Yeah.
Aaron's job was what?
To serve. Yeah. He was there to support him, but he also was supposed to articulate. So God spoke to Moses, and then Aaron speaks to the people.
Right. And that's my point.
Yeah.
So there's going to be moments where God will have you so connected to Him that He will give you instructions on what to do next for the future generations, for in this generation that we live in. I don't know why I just keep, and I'm just going to let it out here in the podcast, because it's just there, Trey.
Yeah.
It's just there. God is definitely going to have you in moments where you're going to change, not just physically, but spiritually. Yeah. Your whole appearance is going to change. People won't even recognize you.
Yes,
I know it happened to Moses, but it will happen to you as well.
Yeah.
Whereas the more you dwell in the Lord and His Word, and I'll end it right there to go on to my next question.
But not only did Moses change, and the perspective of people changed concerning Moses, it also changed for Aaron.
Yeah.
Because see, Aaron was just a slave boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aaron was not viewed in any type of valor or anything like that. So when he stepped into his rightful position with Moses, he changed in front of people.
Yeah.
And so you gotta realize Moses went into a people that he did not know.
Yeah.
But Aaron knew.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the blessing of my relationship with Trey is he can speak to people that I can't.
Yeah. Ooh.
But simply because of the relationship,
Yep.
I hear from God. As long as I tell him, he can reach areas that I cannot. Oh God, I'm gonna stop right there because I will run because you're confirming what I felt in my spirit when I first met him day one.
Amen.
Day one.
That's good. What you think, Trey?
I don't think
I know it's a lot.
Ask the question again. I think got a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
That's good.
You said something about setbacks with goals, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the whole part of the process, man. Like, first of all, like you said, you don't know if it's God's timing or if it's just are you just slacking on your craft. But at the same time, you gotta take those, not a loss, it's a lesson.
Yes.
And you really gotta take it to God. Like, God, is this what you really want me to do? Is this like what you want me to keep continuing to do? But like, you can't get discouraged because something happens or something doesn't go your way. The harder it is, the good things come with like hardship. I always realize that. And like, when things don't go your way the first time, you just get back up, try it again a different way. And you're going to approach it way different. You're going to understand it way better. Because even me, I'm living testimony of like my personal training journey. I had one point where I had probably like 10 to 15 clients. And I wasn't really appreciating that. I was just looking at it from like probably a financial standpoint or like a status, like walking around like, yeah, I got 15 clients. But I wasn't really serving them at the way I was supposed to. So when I lost everything, I got down to like 2 clients, and I'm really just searching the way, praying to God every day, just keeping my faith on Him. Now I'm getting back to that ladder, and I'm really understanding like where I'm supposed to serve people and help them out. So just having those setbacks, and it really opens your eyes up to like the bigger picture, and it creates you to a better person. So I'm reaching my goals, man, and I really appreciate the hard times. So
I love it.
Yeah. That's good, man. So my next question.
I'm full over here. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm trying not to.
I know.
My feet are light.
I know. It's just when God speaks, He speaks, man.
Truly.
I love that. I was listening to a song my wife put me on. It's called "Always on Time." You know, it's by Elevation Worship. And I was just meditating on the lyrics. You know, it says He's always, always, always on time. But there's a part where where the song goes into it, and it says, I was tossed in the water, but I never went under.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of Peter.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking of the time where God had called out to Peter, come.
Yeah.
You know, but Peter, all he did, like he literally stepped on the water for like a split second, but then that wasn't in his mind. And he just literally like
started going under.
He started going under.
Yeah.
But when the Lord shows up on time, it's like He doesn't let you drown. So a lot of those setbacks can drown you. A lot of those setbacks, if you just stay too long in those setbacks, it will drown you. And I speak of experience because there has been like so many goals that I have placed on my agenda every single year. I'm like, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get myself into this shape. And then my next question goes into play, you know, and it says, how do you prioritize multiple goals at once? I want to open the table up with that.
Nice.
Well, the table has already been opened.
The table is split. Okay.
That table is split in half.
Okay. Moses the split.
But talk to me, y'all. How do you prioritize multiple goals at once?
I feel like you gotta just realize what point of life, what stage of life you're in, like what's going around in your surroundings. Like, if you got a lot going on in your life at the time, take it one thing at a time, because these goals can correlate from one thing to stepping stones to the next thing. So, like, prioritizing multiple things, you really just gotta take a bigger look at what's going on around you. That's the first thing I can think about.
Desmond, I want to hear from you, man. I hear you're a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Right? So one of my goals is to, you know, be a whole bodybuilder myself. I want to stay lean. I want to be able, you know, look right for my shot, you know, be able to walk and see what's up, baby. you know what's up, mommy? This your boy got 6-pack, got a whole chest and everything. You know, and my struggles is, eating. I love to eat.
Love
man.
it.
Late at night, early in the morning.
Don't stop doing that because that's why we really connect.
That's crazy.
So talk to me. How do I do it, man?
No. I would say make sure that the goals that you have down, that they're really important to you. If they're important to you, you will definitely achieve them. But talking about bodybuilding, I would say watch what you eat. Of course, cut back on your sugar, but goals in the whole grand scheme of things, make sure they're important to you and write them down. Writing your goals down and seeing them every day, it's easy to achieve. And then when you write those goals down, write a question about each goal. How am I going to achieve this? Me achieving this goal, how does it look next month? So things like that. And I think you can get to the end goal faster at the start.
Right. So So what you're telling me is prioritizing how my day will start. Right.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, you can. Any goal that you want to write down is fine. But when it comes to certain type of goals, let's say you have a goal to go to the gym in the morning, or you have a goal to get to work on time. Okay, why am I getting to work late? Answer that question, and that question will kind of coach you into getting up early.
Okay.
And making your food in the morning.
Mommy, I'm gonna need you to write this down. Your boy out here, his brain is going spirals right now. So, well, as a pastor, I know you are leading a lot of people. Not just that, but you're also newly married. Talk to me. How has that journey been, man? Woo! And I say that because I feel like
it is full.
Yeah.
It is full. Like we literally Saturday driving to Deep Creek, I think was the first time where we just had nothing. Because it's always something.
Wow.
And minus the snow days. The snow days were important. Because both of us are called to this thing. Yeah, I'm called as the pastor, but she's very much so called to this as well. And so when you're both called to it, there's a lot of busyness, right? There's a lot of things that need to be done. But one thing that I prioritize is downtime. So when I go out, like when I went out of town this weekend, I'm not picking up my phone. I'm not answering people. I'm not working on something. And then I try to teach that to her too, because it's hard for her to shut it down. And I look at her, what are you doing?
I got the same.
Put that thing down.
Wow.
And when I started my business 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, Jesus Christ. Caprice right there, that's what I'm looking at. What you looking at? But the first couple of years, I couldn't do nothing else. It was just on my mind. And that's normal when you get started, but then you learn to trust God with it. You gotta back away. You know what I'm saying? And so our way of staying sane is to just back away. Like when I get home after work, I get in that corner of that couch and I stay there until I fall asleep, because that's my decompressing. Because if you don't, every day becomes one big day.
Wow.
And it's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's really important that as a couple, especially if you're married, create those boundaries.
Yes.
Because I don't want her to have the burnt out husband.
Wow.
And I don't want the burnt out wife.
That's right.
So when we come in here in the evening, we shut it down. And there's some days where, of course, I have more calls than other days, because I get calls all the time. Like, it don't care. They don't care. Like I told her today when I got off work, I left work at 3 o'clock. I've been on the phone until we started this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So some days are like that because people have issues with whatever it is. But yeah, that's what I would say. But to answer your question, say your question one more time.
Yeah, how do you, so my question was, how do you prioritize multiple goals at once?
Yeah. So the way I prioritize goals is like what one of y'all said, what's important for right now. Making $1 million ain't important right now.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Is that the long result goal? Of course.
Yeah.
But that's not important right now.
Right.
What's important right now is how do I create the system to make $1 million? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so the timing is everything. And then I'm gonna always go back to God. What is He saying right now?
Right.
I might want that, but is that what He's saying?
Right. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might want the $1 million house, but what is He saying right now? You know what I'm saying? And I think once you align yourself with Him, He'll show you what those achievable goals are, so that you're not going too ahead of yourself. Because I think a lot of times we go ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love vision boards, but half the stuff we put up there, we're not achieving this year.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, and I don't think it should be.
It
should not be, but it should not be. This is me preparing for my goals.
Right.
It's a vision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vision is different than goal.
Mm-hmm.
Vision is the whole picture that God shows me, but then I have to sit with Him to learn what are the goals to get to the vision.
Right.
So it's great to have the vision board, but every year you should not have a different vision board.
No.
It should be the same.
Yes.
That's right.
It should be the same. So when I hear people, or I see people do a different vision board every year, you didn't accomplish it last year. Your vision board is the same because it's the whole picture. Your vision board really is not going to get fulfilled until you're done.
Wow.
Right.
This is so good.
So that's what I would say.
Wait, before we go ahead and hit on, you know what? I have to deal with cutting it off. You know, I accomplished so many goals. I had short-term goals.
Cut what up? I'm sorry.
Like cutting that, not the ambition, like getting home and doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, because I have a business now where when I get off work, I do IT, so I'm studying for cloud or Windows, and then when I get off work, I think about the business or I think about working out with a client. I have a problem with getting home and doing nothing. Like I'm always on the go.
So let me ask you this: what are you fearful of as it relates to the business?
Okay, let's change that to this life. For me, I don't want to fail at all. So failure for me, even though I don't mind failure, but when it happens, it's like it hurt. And I think that I keep going because, of course, you know, we all have brothers and sisters or family. If you're that person in your family, maybe you're not. If you ain't, you are. That's the rock. You could be young or old, but you're the rock. You failing. You feel like you're failing everybody else.
So the answer is you can't allow fear to be the driver.
Mm.
Because as long as fear is the driver, you won't ever be able to relax.
Mm.
You are in control because God is in control of you, right?
Sure.
So you can't allow the fear of failure to keep you up at night.
Right.
You can't allow the fear of failure to make you not relax. Because really what failure is doing is winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not relaxed. The best time I get a sermon is when I'm sitting down doing nothing. I could be literally sitting down watching the TV and the priest know it. I just go just like this. And I'm in it to win it because He speaks to you real clear when you don't have your attention everywhere else. So you have to have that decompression time.
Yeah.
Don't allow the fear of not becoming be your fuel. Because it will burn you up.
That's true. Today, I was literally like outside the wall. I was just playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
I was
See, I don't got that luxury.
But you gotta find what your thing is, though.
I'm definitely learning how to do it. Like I have the downtime.
Yeah.
But my downtime, I'm like, okay, looking at a movie.
You feel guilty.
I gotta get to the gym and do abs. Like I gotta cook.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure Noah is fine. So it's so many things, but
Yeah.
definitely learning.
And don't get me wrong, like
I
I feel you. I feel you on always being on the go.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like I'm literally working every single day. Like I don't have like a day off. Like I'm working Monday through Monday.
Yeah.
No.
No. No.
But you're doing that too, though.
No, sir.
It's in a different context.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what my baby at the crib.
But you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Monday through Monday, and I don't get home until like potentially like 9-10 o'clock at night. And then I try to spend some time with the girls.
Yeah.
Well, I can't because the girls are
girls
time
sleep.
already sleeping.
Yeah.
So you haven't crashed or had any?
That's where I feel a lot like you. Like if I were to crash, I feel like I'm missing out on what I can do next.
Right.
Because it's like I don't have time to crash out. I don't have time to decompress. I don't have time to keep moving on to my next because I want to get there so fast. Because I'm also trying to prove a point when literally God is saying, hey, I created this whole entire thing
Everything.
in 6 days. And on the 7th day, I took a nap.
I rested.
Well, he didn't take a nap, but I don't know what his
He
rest
rested.
looked like.
Yeah.
You feel me? But, and same thing with David. David was resting. He was playing the harp while he was tending the sheep.
Absolutely.
And God anointed him then and there through Samuel, right? Samuel went, anointed David,
Yeah.
boom, in his rest.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then what happened with Adam? He created,
Like he was asleep.
he was sleeping. He was created while in rest mode.
Yeah.
You feel me? So a lot of times I feel like we forget that decompressing is not a bad thing. Decompressing is a good thing.
It's a part of the journey.
It's a part of literally
Yeah.
on Saturday because of snow. My second job was like, hey, by the way, we're close. I was like, oh, thank God.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't have to go into work.
I feel the same way about the cruise, bro.
Yeah.
That cruise,
Yeah.
word two, I'm gonna block my phone and I'm not touching it.
Mhm.
Well, you first of all.
But I can't do anything like I study and do. When I get in that cruise, I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
But that's why I love like Saturdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays is my rest day because Sunday ain't no rest.
Yeah.
Sunday is ministry,
Right.
then I'm cooking, then I'm getting ready for week. So Saturday is my day. So when I tell somebody, oh yeah, I'm gonna hook up with you on Saturday, I love you. Because Saturday is my day to do nothing. Like but it's hard because people have events and stuff going on, whatever the case may be, but you have to rest. Literally, people die because they don't rest.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Wow.
Heart attacks happen because people don't rest.
Wow.
It's not enough to do. You can walk every day, go to the gym every day, and die because you don't rest.
Wow.
Rest is the only time where God can truly intervene without any interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why rest is important. Even when if he rested, you got rest.
Yep.
Like this is without question. And I think that you are able to achieve your goals and you'll get insight from God after you rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hit pause.
I love that.
You have to hit
I love that. So as we come to almost a conclusion, I want to go ahead and end it on this. So there are some reflective questions that I have, right? That I have asked myself before even jotting these down because there's just so many. I literally wrote down
I'm looking.
a whole paragraph, but I was picking and choosing. What I feel like God has led me to ask. So, how do you stay adaptable, right? When your goals need to change. We're talking about prioritizing multiple goals.
Hold on.
And you were saying,
You got to hold on. Pause, because you are just. I don't think you understand what you just said. Yeah. Say that question again and just pause. Say that again.
okay, so how do you stay adaptable, right?
Yeah.
How do you stay adaptable
Yeah.
when goals need to change? I know you had mentioned, you told me to pause, but I just want to, pick at this real quick because you had mentioned something that was triggering me earlier. You said that you have goals, right? Your personal goals. But if they do not align with what he wants,
I'm telling you.
how do you stay adaptable to that when you need to make a sudden change because it's no longer what you want? It's
There's
what
only
he
one
wants.
answer to that. Prayer.
Wow.
You have to have communication. If you are doing anything and you're not consulting with God first, everything you're doing ain't gonna work.
Absolutely.
It ain't even a goal, it's
Wow.
a wish.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he's not included, it's not a goal because you are not aligned with him to get direction as to what is it that you want me to do. And I think a lot of times we don't write goals, we write wishes.
Oh.
And you write these wishes because of what you've seen or because of what somebody said or because of what you thought, but you have not really sat down with God. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this, I talked about this yesterday when I preached, and I talked about purpose. Every conference you go to, and that was, you've been to a million like I have, they always have finding your purpose. That's always a workshop. Every church you go to, you're going to find a workshop that's finding your purpose. First of all, you don't have to find it because God does not design anything that don't have purpose. All of our purpose is to glorify God.
Right.
That's it. Everybody's purpose is to glorify God. Your role is to find out what are my acts that I do that I'm supposed to do based off of the talents that I have to glorify God. So your training is your act. Your purpose is still glorifying God, but training is the action that you do to glorify God. So while you serving your clients and they're getting better, their confidence is getting better, and then you start having a conversation with them, that's when you bring in God.
Yeah.
You, IT and bodybuilding, that's your act. but your glorifying God is how you communicate with people, how you serve them, and how you help them, and the same with you. And so once you understand that my purpose is to glorify God, then you can get what those goals are based off of the gifts that you have, and stop making wish lists.
Yes.
We make wish lists every year, and every year we don't accomplish them because it's a wish.
Absolutely.
It's not a goal. It's not a goal.
That's so good.
Y'all talk to me, y'all.
That is really good.
Hey, repeat the question.
Now I got the question, but what he said was really good.
How do you adapt?
It's really good. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah. How do you adapt when goals need to change?
It's only one answer, like you said, prayer and trusting in God, because like that's something I feel like I'm still struggling with right now. Like,
Yeah, I struggle with it too.
Yeah.
I will admit, I struggle with it.
I am literally doing what I do right now. I didn't ask for this. I didn't wake up and say I wanted to be a trainer. It's people that led me. God sent people to tell me that to be a personal trainer, and I literally sat in the bed at rest, a little bit of stress, trying to figure out what I want to do. He called on to me and told me what he wanted me to do. So
Wow.
I feel like just literally praying and asking him and just reconfirming with him. Because things do change, and you might think you're going down the right path, but he has other things planned for you, even the timing. And you might think that things supposed to happen right then and there, but he wants you to learn lessons, not fail, but he wants you to really learn and recompose from that. So just really staying consistent with your prayer. Like, you're never really too good to think that you can do it by yourself. You cannot lean on your own understanding and know the point. Every day is a new day, new bread. And you really got to ask him, what do you want me to do today? Because it's going to change just like that.
Man, look, y'all saying some good stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I remember a couple years ago. I'm very stubborn, so when it comes to changing the goals, my goals are set. So a couple years ago, I was working security, and I was like, you know what? I ain't talking to God. Let me be so transparent right now. I ain't talking to God. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this cybersecurity. Security plus, CompTIA Security Plus cert. I don't care how stressed I am, what it is. I don't care how hard it is, what everybody's saying is how I'm going to study for and get it. Study for the test. It took me about a year because I was on and off. Passed the CompTIA Security Plus test. Got into IT. Figured out that I didn't even like cybersecurity.
Wow.
Do you know how hard it was for me to study and take that and pass it?
Wow.
To get into that field and not even like it? So now, I had to, I went to the Most High, and I was like, yo, Lord, if it's not for me, show me. So I got the IT job, got with this guy that was in cloud. He was showing me things, study this. I started reading up on it, and I loved it. Before I even started really studying it, I went to the Most High. And he told me I could start studying because this is the thing that you should have started with, but you didn't come to me, so I didn't get you that vision to even go along with it. So I had to do Security Plus too. Yeah. So I had to do Security Plus. You do it, you fail. Now what? You come to me. I came to him, and then now I'm in studying cloud. But I'll be very stubborn. So going to the Most High is the first thing you can do. That's clarity.
I think sometimes
everything will open up. Go ahead.
Sometimes it'd be hard because like our wish list might be corresponding to how we want our finances to be, but the Lord really got different purposes for us. He might be like, yeah, you might want to be a millionaire right now, but it's not your time. You might not be ready for that type of status right now. And the Lord is not even a person of status, first of all. He's the person, he wants us to praise and worship him, first of all. So for us to be thinking like it's supposed to happen like that, it sometimes we really got to go through that hardship of thinking that we're going to do Security Plus and he might want us to go a different route. It might even be right beside it, but it's still like you gotta just sit down real quick so you can go the other way, and then you'll know because it'll feel good. Like like you just said, you said like I didn't even like that. I went through all that hardship and I didn't even like it. So now that you're doing what you're doing, it feels better. You feel more accomplished. You feel more full. So yeah, sometimes he's gonna talk to us in some mysterious ways, but we might not know at the time. But it's all gonna come to the light.
Wow.
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you not talking to God the first time because then it correlates with somebody.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
true.
I
want to say that too.
Yeah. In the not talking to God, it put him in this position where now you can see because it's a whole bunch of y'all that ain't talking to him.
And I want you to say that because not everybody be
Yeah.
Not everybody
Yeah.
go to the Most High.
No.
Some people
Right.
sit down, write it.
No.
Make 5,000 this month.
Yeah.
The Lord say you will make $100. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It be like that.
But
You're
right,
right.
no,
You're right.
absolutely
But it's
true.
the truth.
Because you're planning without the planner.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so you're creating these plans, but he don't even have that intentionality for your life. You sitting here writing all that stuff down. He like this. I ain't doing none of that. Because that ain't what I got for you.
Yeah.
So you're wasting time. And then the comparison, well, they got this, that, and the third going on. Because they probably talked to him.
Social media.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also got to be mindful. Some people, I ain't trying to get real deep and spiritual, but some people serve the world.
Wow.
And so in serving the world will open up doors for you that looks wonderful, but inside you're dying.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want the world to open up the doors for me. I want God to open up the doors within the world because he created it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very key that you, I feel whoever it is, you need to spend time with him. You are moving ahead of him. And the truth of the matter is, you're not even moving ahead of him. You're not even moving. You're just creating noise because you can't go outside of God because he's everywhere. But you have created in the mindset that you are the one that's going to make it happen, and you can't. The greatest way to live is a surrenderance. That is the greatest way to live.
That's good. All right, y'all. And I'm gonna end it with this last question right here. And this is gonna be this is one of my favorite questions that I ended up writing down. And it goes, what have you learned about yourself, right? Through the process of setting and achieving goals.
We started off. I learned that I'm a fighter. I learned that I'm emotional, and I also learned that like I persevere, and I might get frustrated sometimes, but at the same time I stay positive. And I give all that to God first of all, because when I didn't understand that, I used to always think that like things supposed to go my way or like the world revolves around me, but like as I started to get closer to God, I started to understand that everything that I'm going through is his set plan. And even to this day, things get hard, things get tough, but it's like the outlook, how you're looking at the situation. It's not bad. It's like how you like really like depicting everything. So I just, man, you really understand what he wants for you. So
that's good.
We got questions.
Yes, sir. What have you learned about yourself, right? What have you learned about yourself through the process of setting and achieving goals?
It has been a long journey. If you know me in 2017, I was a different person.
Completely.
Learning getting to know the Most High will change your life. And I promise you will really change your life. And he will give you things that you're not ready to have. And when you're getting those things, your life will start to change. Your circle will change. Your ear for music will change. People around you will change. And I think for myself, growth have looked so amazing because I've now really have a relationship with the Most High. And everything around me has honestly changed. My mindset has changed. People I hang around change, even the music. Granted, I'm not perfect, but getting to know him has changed my life tremendously. So that's all I can really say about that one.
Talk to me, Walt.
You want me to go?
Yes, sir.
Go
ahead.
So repeat the question one more time.
Yes, sir. What have you learned about yourself, Walt?
Yeah. So what I have learned about me, I it's never been hard for me to go to God, but it's been hard for me to go to man because man has dropped me. Man has been inconsistent, right? So it's nothing for me to pray, and it's nothing for me to wait and to hear from God, but it's hard for me to wait and hear from man, right? And so what I have had to learn is that I have to be okay with assistance. Because I was one, it's me and God.
Yeah.
It's us. Like I don't want to hear this because people have dropped me so many times.
Wow.
And so now in my life, God has blessed me with people where they have not just good things to say, but on time things to say to me. So I'm about to be full transparent right here. Was it last Sunday? Or 2 Sundays ago?
It was
Last Sunday. So we had a whole issue with our equipment. We couldn't get to it, and it was just a whole lot of things going on at the same time. I was trying to get my car charged, and it was so many things were happening, and I got overwhelmed. Wow. And I felt I was getting overwhelmed. And I used to suffer really bad with panic attacks. And so I felt this thing coming. I haven't had a panic attack in years. And so I felt this thing rising, and I immediately ran to my wife. And so I'm trying not to have a panic attack. So I was crying to her, whatever the case would be. And she was like, just go lay down. Just right before service now. She said, go lay down. So I went, lay down, whatever. And this guy was at my house. And so he came in and he said, bro, we don't know why God does what he does, but you got to trust his timing. They were saying the same thing, Caprice and Trey. And in that moment, I realized I'm listening to them and I'm calming down. Because I did not go to people when I was having, I would keep it to myself. Oh, look, this is something I'm dealing with. God wants me to you. But God is a God of relationships. And so I had to learn, or what I learned through my goals, through the business and through ministry, is you have to lean on the people that God has put in your life.
Nice. Good stuff, y'all. Well, this was so good, y'all.
Your answer. Hold on. Wow. Really? Hold on. Where you thought you was going?
Listen, man. What I've learned about myself is, I don't know if this is gonna sound different, but what I've learned is that I dwell in the presence of God. Like whenever I'm setting or when I'm achieving a goal, I just dwell in his presence. Yeah. I feel like that's what made me who I am today. Like I look at my family members, right? And I look at people who have joined me on this journey, of me becoming a man. And I say that because I believe that there are people in your life that have seen you grow.
Yes, sir.
And I've also, like you, like there's been people that have seen you grow, but that have also left. Yeah. And I look at myself and I'm like, dang, the Lord really separated me. Mm-hmm. Like where I'm at now, I got a whole wife.
Yeah.
A whole wife.
Yes, 100%.
2 girls, working every day. Back then, when I was young, I didn't even think, I'm young still, but back then I didn't think.
A little older.
But I wasn't thinking about this stuff. I didn't have a goal in mind. It was just me wandering, a vagabond. I really was just without a purpose. Oh, I'm just singing. I'm just worshiping these different churches. That's the crazy thing. Like, you could be in so many different platforms. You could be serving in so many different churches. Yeah. You could be going to so many different gyms.
Yeah.
But if you're going without a plan in mind, with something that you want to achieve, then you're just sending $150 to a gym membership that you ain't even using, or you're thinking that you're using. You feel me? Because I'm a living testimony. I was paying almost $200 for a whole gym membership.
I remember, and I couldn't.
Right? And I was waking up at 4 in the morning. I'm still
$200.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that later. Yeah. But you feel me?
Insane.
But now that I have set these goals in plan, now that I have these things going in motion, and I go back to this question and I think about it, I'm like, man, really every single year that has gone by, there has never been a moment where I haven't told the Lord, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I give you glory for this. True. Lord, here I am worshiping you. It's hard right now. Yeah. And I can feel somebody watching going through this right now. Like, it's hard though. Like, but I can't do this. Like, the goal is there, but I just don't feel motivated anymore to do it. So what I have learned is that I dwell so much in the presence of God that I feel like the Lord has just blessed me with so many doors that has opened. It has blessed me with men like you guys, in my life, brothers, family members that I see, and like you had said earlier, surrounding myself with people that are better than me, because that's my favorite phrase. And anyone that knows me knows that I love saying this. You will be better than me. I tell that to my girls all the time. I tell that to any young buck I see out there. I'm like, you're better than me. And at work last week, I'm in a whole new career now. And I've been walking around, the office just trying to, get involved more. And literally, a supervisor teams me and said, "Hey, you're gonna be better than me."
My goodness.
I was like, "Ain't no way." I was like, "Nah." And that's the thing. Like I'm working on trying to accept, these good comments and everything. But when she said that, bro, when she said that, and like the type of job I had in the past, it was too toxic. That it was hard for me to see because I was in a foggy situation. So to be able to hear that from somebody else rather than me saying it to somebody else, it hit me differently. It was like, dang, what I say to people does bring an impact on other people. What we all do in our daily lives, people are watching, whether we see it or not. People are watching us, and they see, man. Like when I go to the gym and I see these people that are big and swole, I'm like,
it made me want to go home. I'm like, man.
But again, going back and it's I have like 4 reflective questions, but I'm ending in on that.
I think we need a part 2 for goals.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it
appreciate that.
Yeah, and I say that because first of all, it's such a large topic. Yeah. And people have goals for many different things. I think you have a goal for business, you have a goal for personal, you have a goal for your career, you have a goal for your own self, you have a goal for your children. Like there's multiple facets of goals, and so I think we should do a part 2. And also, I think every question that you have written is designed.
Wow.
I don't think that it was just happenstance. I think that it's purposeful and that we need to adhere to those questions. So I would say we should do a part 2. Yeah.
Well, y'all, welcome to Faith Talks, episode 8, right?
Or is it 7? 8?
No, this is episode 7.
Yeah.
But episode 8 is coming out next month. Y'all stay tuned, subscribe, like, hit that notification button, hit that bell.
Truly.
And like our motto goes, right?
Before we talk,
we heard. Get ready for Faith Talks, y'all.
Blessings to you all.